Listen, when I say Prince William has had it, I mean the man is done playing nice. For years, he's worn that polite royal smile like armor, enduring scandals that would have made most people pack up and move to another planet. Every headline, every tell-all, every whisper of palace drama, he swallowed it all, jaw tight, pretending everything was fine. But that calm mask, it's cracking. Because the real threat to the crown isn't the tabloids anymore. It's the family itself, the ones inside the palace walls. William finally looked around one day and realized the monarchy wasn't bleeding because of outsiders, it was bleeding from within. The leaks, the documentaries, the Netflix deals, those weren't just stories, they were bullets. Each one ripping through the royal image he spent a lifetime protecting. So William made a decision, cold, quiet, and final. No more second chances, no more tea parties and forgiveness letters. If the monarchy was going to survive, it couldn't act like a family anymore. It had to act like a fortress. And when William decides something, he doesn't throw tantrums. He strategizes. Behind those towering palace gates, away from cameras and royal garden gossip, something started to stir. Whispers say his inner circle began holding secret meetings, no official notes, no public records, just hushed voices in candlelit rooms, crafting what some insiders now call the royal reset. Their mission? To ensure that when William finally wears the crown, he can reshape royal titles without needing Parliament's permission. Not to punish Harry and Meghan, not officially, but to clean house. To strip away what William reportedly calls royal dead weight. And this time, it wouldn't be a messy palace feud with shouting matches or dramatic exits. Oh no, this was a surgical strike. A quiet reform that could redraw the royal map forever without a single paparazzi photo to prove it even happened. Now, here's where things get juicy. Because William's plan, it doesn't stop at Harry and Meghan. It goes straight to the root, the very definition of who's royal and who isn't. Let me spill the secret most people don't even know about. The monarchy's superpower, a thing called letters patent. Think of it like the crown's magic wand. One signature, and boom, it decides who gets to be royal and who doesn't. Back in 1917, King George V used this exact tool to slim down the family tree, declaring that only the monarch's grandchildren could be princes or princesses. That's the rule that later gave Archie and Lilibet their titles when King Charles took the throne. But guess what? That rule isn't permanent. It can be rewritten anytime by the reigning monarch or by a future king who's had enough of royal freeloaders. And rumor has it William's legal team already has a new draft ready to roll. The revision is simple but brutal. Only working royals and direct heirs get to keep their titles, period. So, if you're living abroad doing podcasts instead of royal duties, poof, title, gone. No debates, no court appeals. Just one signature, one royal seal, and generations of privilege vanish into thin air. This isn't revenge, it's reform. A quiet earthquake that could shake the monarchy to its core. And if those whispers are true, when William finally sits on that golden throne, those letters sitting in a locked royal drawer might become his first official act as king. Because he's no longer here to play prince, he's here to protect the crown, even if it means breaking a few hearts along the way. Behind the golden doors of Buckingham Palace, the air has turned heavy like thunder before a storm. King Charles and Prince William aren't just father and son anymore. They're two men standing on opposite sides of the same crown. Charles, ever the soft-spoken peacemaker, still believes in tea and forgiveness. He dreams of handwritten apologies and family reunions, the kind where everyone hugs it out under the chandeliers. But William, he looks at the same chaos and sees a sinking ship. Sources whisper that their private talks have gone from polite to icy. One insider even claims Charles pleaded, "Remember mercy." William's reply, "Mercy is what got us here." That one line hit like lightning. Because every time Charles offered forgiveness, another scandal followed. Another interview, another documentary, another headline dragging the royal name through the mud. And when Parliament started hinting that if the monarchy didn't fix its image, they might step in, William didn't hear a warning. He heard permission. He was done waiting for anyone's approval. He wasn't the shy prince anymore. He was becoming the reformer king, even if it meant redlining his own family tree. And that, my dear, is the moment the monarchy stopped being a soap opera and turned into a war strategy. While Charles was writing olive branch letters, William was studying blueprints, royal blueprints. He'd seen something bold unfold a few years earlier in Denmark, when Queen Margaret II shocked her nation by stripping 4 of her grandchildren of their royal titles. No tantrums, no public drama. She called it not cruelty, but clarity. Too many royals, she said, too little purpose. And William, he loved it. He studied it. He admired every move. She had done what he secretly dreamed of, slimming the monarchy with surgical precision. Behind closed doors, he dissected her strategy like a scholar. The timing, the language, the legal details, every move was studied. Some even whisper he consulted Danish advisors on how to downsize a royal family without sparking a rebellion. That became his model, a modern monarchy. Smaller, smarter, and sharper. Titles would no longer symbolize privilege, they would stand for service. If Denmark could do it, why couldn't Britain? To William, the equation was simple. Keep the loyal, cut. The liabilities. He was done patching holes, he was ready to rebuild the crown from the inside out, and every headline about another Sussex scandal only hardened his resolve. But here's where the story takes its most heartbreaking twist, because two innocent names now sit right in the center of William's royal reform, Archie and Lilibet. When news broke that William's plan would tie royal titles to active service, the implications became crystal clear. If only working royals and direct heirs were allowed titles, then two little children living in California would lose theirs overnight. Supporters of William's reform argue it's logical. Why should kids who will never serve the crown carry royal titles? But for Harry and Meghan, those titles mean everything. They're not just names, they're a heritage, the golden thread connecting their children to royal blood. Losing those titles would feel like being erased from history itself. No debates, no appeals, just silence. And two royal names quietly deleted from the record. Imagine it one royal signature, and Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet disappear into the mist. No ceremony, no announcement, just a single stroke of a pen. That's William's style. Clean, precise, unapologetic. Because to him, this isn't personal, it's maintenance. Housekeeping for a crown that's carried too much chaos for too long. Meanwhile, across the ocean in sunny Montecito, the air smells of panic and perfume. Meghan Markle's empire, her podcasts, her lifestyle brand, her image, all orbit one glittering word: Duchess. That title is her calling card, her golden halo, her key to every red carpet and conference stage. So when whispers began that William's parliamentary move could erase those royal titles altogether, Meghan's team reportedly went into meltdown mode. PR phones rang nonstop. Emergency meetings were called, the big question echoing through every boardroom: what happens if the Duchess isn't a Duchess anymore? Because without that title, she's just Meghan, an actress turned podcaster in a world where fame fades faster than champagne bubbles. Spotify had already cooled off. Netflix was stepping back, her lifestyle brand barely making a sound. Insiders even claim she tried to trademark Duchess of Sussex as a surname, a last-ditch attempt to keep that royal sparkle alive. But William, he saw it coming. He reportedly ensured royal lawyers blocked any commercial use of those titles. London's message was crystal clear: the crown reclaims its name. And for Meghan, that name was everything. Without it, her empire began to wobble like a chandelier in a storm. Back in London, the palace hallways grew quieter by the day. And somewhere in that silence, Prince Harry picked up the phone one last time. He wasn't calling as the Duke of Sussex, he was calling as a son. Not to argue, not to apologize for interviews or headlines. He just wanted to ask for one thing: mercy. But the phone stayed silent, Charles didn't pick up, messages were acknowledged but never answered, and for Harry, that silence said everything. The monarchy had moved on. And this time, it wasn't waiting for him. In Montecito, Meghan tried to keep the narrative alive, drafting statements, calling strategists, brainstorming hashtags. But while she was planning her next PR move, William was already signing papers. It wasn't theatrical, it wasn't cruel, it was clinical. Harry hadn't been betrayed, he'd been edited out. And that's how this chapter closed. No fireworks, no public spectacle, just silence. William reclaimed the throne's dignity. Charles found his peace. And across the ocean, Harry and Meghan stood outside the palace gates, watching the world they once belonged to fade into the distance. The headlines quieted. The palace gleamed again, smaller, sharper, stronger. And somewhere in California, Meghan stared at a mirror that no longer reflected a duchess. Her empire, built on royal titles, had dissolved with a single royal signature. Because in the end, titles don't make royals, integrity does. And as the curtain falls on this chapter of royal chaos, one question lingers like the faint scent of perfume in an empty ballroom. If the Duchess is gone, who is Meghan now?